Hey there, my friend. In this video, we are talking about final exams. They are coming up so soon. So I wanted to give you my best study tips for how to study for finals so that we can help make sure that you are ready to pass. So hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell and let's dive in. Now, real quick, I want to make sure that you know about my nursing school study checklist that has my whole final exams checklist in there for you. So you can click the link in the description to snag that. So above everything else, the first tip for final exams is to start early. Now, when I was in nursing school, I always really liked to start studying around 2 weeks before my final exams. I really just felt like that gave me enough time to study for my regular lecture exams. Typically, you have lecture exams before the final too in like the weeks leading up to it, right? So you might still have 1 or 2 more lecture exams, just regular exams before your final. But you should start studying for your finals in that time as well. Go back through the previous information that you learned in lecture class and just study a little bit every day, but start early. 2 weeks just seems to be a good amount of time, at least it was for me, to give you enough time where you're not cramming or freaking out about your final, but it gives you enough time to learn things and review things more in a slow and steady wins the race fashion, if that makes sense. So it's not too much time where you just don't do it, but then it's also not like too short of a time where you feel like you're cramming. So I liked to start studying for finals 2 weeks before. Now, this is kind of a fun time of year because you've got maybe some holiday breaks or whatever before your finals. So let's say your finals are in like 3 weeks, then you'll probably want to start studying for it in a week or so, or just like keeping it in the back of your mind for the next few weeks, so that you start reviewing your previous lecture content, like just going through your notes or PowerPoints or study aids or whatever, like your modules from class, and kind of reviewing things that you maybe highlighted in your ATI books or whatever, as you are kind of thinking about finals and preparing for those things. So the earlier you can start, really the better, to just refresh on that content and review it slowly and steadily. Because we know that the tortoise wins the race, right? Slow and steady wins the race. We don't want to cram for finals and get to a point where we're freaking out at the end because your exam's in a few days. We don't want to do that. Now, tip number 2 is to use trusted resources. So for me personally, what I would find and still find in just my regular life is that I like to be overwhelmed, apparently. I like to live in chaos oftentimes, which is not a very good personality trait to have, I think. That is definitely something that God is sanctifying me in. But I don't want that same thing for you, okay? So we don't want to live in chaos. We don't want to live in overwhelm. So this next tip is to condense your resources down to the things that are the most important. Now, this is really a big deal, I think, especially in our current, like, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok culture, where there's like a whole bunch of stuff that you can see online, and there's textbooks and there's YouTube channels and there's like all these things that you could look at to study for your finals. But so many of them are just like tips here and there, and it's not like a comprehensive, trusted resource for you. And so that's really what I want to caution you against mostly, is just to make sure that you find the resources that are helpful the most for you. So whether that's like a really great YouTube channel that you like, or a textbook that you found like really helpful. Like when I was in nursing school, I really liked the Saunders, actually I have it right here, the Saunders Review Guide. I really liked this one when I was in nursing school. It just helps give kind of a high level overview of things. I liked that one. But whatever works for you, just make sure that you're paring your resources down to a few really good trusted ones, and not being like me and like squirrel, and just trying all the things and getting overwhelmed and chaotic. I'm just speaking from experience. That's not a good way to function. So we want to pare our resources down to the trusted ones and the ones that are most helpful for you, so that you can focus your study time on the things that matter, and avoid all those distractions. I want to help you do really good on your finals. And in order to do that, we've got to stay focused, right? And eliminate distractions. And that's a really good way to do it, is to just focus your resources on the things that work best for you. Now, kind of similar to that is to study in the ways that you learn best. So if you are, let's say, really good at having more energy, or I guess staying awake more at night, and you can study really well at night, then do that. If you're more of a morning person, study more in the morning. Here's what is really important about this tip, is that if you see other students in your class studying in a way that doesn't work for you, or like doesn't fit your personality, or doesn't fit like your temperament, or however you study best, don't do that thing, right? We don't want to compare ourselves to other students and just try to mimic or copy what they're doing if it doesn't work for you. But the comparison game, my friend, like the comparison game in nursing school is real. Like, that's a big deal. When you see other students in your class doing things a certain way, you want to copy that. Like, sure, if they're having success, like we want to do things that, how do I say this? We want to copy best practices. That's what I'm trying to say. So if a student in your class is doing something well, we want to copy best practices. But the problem here is that if you don't study best that way, then don't do it. Like, don't try to fit yourself into a mold that's not working for you. So if a student, a classmate in your class is doing really well studying a particular way, but that way doesn't work for you, then don't do it. Like, if they're studying really well at night, but you study really well in the morning, then do that. Like, know when you study best and how you study best. Does that make sense? Just because if something is working for someone else, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you. So I want you to focus, again, like same kind of thing, avoiding the distractions and just doing the things that work best for you. We only have a couple of weeks before final exams. We don't have time to get distracted, right? So that is the name of the game here. Now, kind of piggybacking on that is playing to your strengths and knowing really your learning style, or how you learn best. So if you learn really well with pictures and drawing things out, then do that. If you learn really well listening to things, like listening to videos or listening to podcasts or whatever, lecture, like listening to recorded lectures, then do that. Or if you learn really well by actively doing things in Skills Lab, then do that. So just focus on your strengths, play to your study strengths and how you learn things best and learn things the fastest. I know for me personally, I am very much an audio, what do you call it? Like, I like audio. I like listening to things. I can listen to podcasts and I just remember it. It's just how I learn best. I'm not super, like if I see something, not super like as great as remembering that than if I actually hear it, which is, it's kind of odd. I'm very much like a podcast person. So if you're like me and you learn really well through listening to things, if you can record your lectures, that is a great thing for you. If you really like visual pictures, then drawing things out or watching really visual YouTube channels, that would be really helpful for you to kind of like track to see like how, all the lecture content, like how does this med-surg disorder work, drawing a picture of it, things like that. Concept maps or, just anything really visual for you would help. If you really learn well through skills and like actually doing the clinical skills, then the more practice you can get with that is great for you. So just play to your strengths and study in the ways that are really, really helpful for you, that help you learn it the best. Now, of course, getting a good study plan together for finals is one thing, but it's a whole other thing to actually do it, right? So you'll definitely want to check out this video here where I walk you through the top study traps that might be causing you to study the wrong way. So definitely check that video out. I think it will be super, super helpful for you. And of course, my friend, if you like this video, hit that like button and write love in the comments below, because that is what we do here on my channel, of course. And as always, my friend, go become the nurse that God created only you to be, and I will see you over there in that next video.